22 match dates are over. Only one is remaining. Well, when the day ongoing Women's T20 World Cup started, nobody or maybe somebody would have predicted this final between South Africa and New Zealand. But here we are. The way group stage went, well, there were many surprises when India were out of the contention as early in the group stage, and then later England, who were considered as one of the favorites to win this tournament, were also out of the World Cup in group stage. But then they were mighty Australians, they were still in the tournament. And then it happened. Finally, South Africa were able to beat Australia for the first time ever in the ICC tournament to make it to the final of the T20 World Cup. On the other hand, we have New Zealand. That semi-final between West Indies and New Zealand, it's something that had already happened back in 2016. Result, well, that didn't go New Zealand's way, and West Indies marched to their first T20 World Cup final, eventually winning the title in front of Eden Gardens. Just a few hours before, their men's team also won the T20 World Cup title. Things have changed since then. We don't have men's and women's World Cup going on together. It's a standalone affair. And boy, we've seen amazing results come out of this tournament. So let's focus on the match. What is actually at stake? If you look at it, there are two types of legacies are at stake. The golden generation of South African women's cricket, well, some of them are not part of the team anymore. The likes of Dane Van Niekerk and Shabnam Ismail have already announced their retirement. But one important person who is part of that golden generation, Marizanne Kapp, well, she is here and shining like ever bright than ever before, and she can slot in any team just purely as a batter or just purely as a bowler. But hey, that's Marizanne Kapp for you, and she's doing everything in her capacity to push for that maiden T20 title for her country. On the other side of the things, we have the likes of Susie Bates and Sophie Devine. They have played every single edition of the World Cup right from the 2009. And if you remember the heartbreak of the 2010, well, it depends if it is heartbreak for you, or if you're really Sperry fan, that's a delightful moment for you, because that set her apart from a lot of other players. But you remember when that could have been the glorious moment for New Zealand cricket, and it didn't happen for them. They had to wait this long to finally make it to the final of the T20 World Cup. Susie Bates, Sophie Devine. On the other hand, you have the likes of Marizanne Kapp. These are the experienced players, because as we all know, Sophie Devine would not like it if we call them old players. So these are the experienced bunch of the cricketers that will face each other off in the final. And the other hand, you have the youngsters with the likes of Annie Derricksons, the likes of probably Nadine de Klerk on the one side, and the other side you have the likes of Fran Jonas, Eden Carson, who has been exceptional with the ball for New Zealand. So these mix of youngsters and oldies in both the teams will combine to give their team a final push at the Dubai International Stadium tomorrow. What are we expecting from the ground situation? Well, it has been easy to bat under the lights. The most important thing for both sides is going to be the fielding under the ring of fire. Whoever remains calm under pressure, like what Susie Bates has already told us, and Chloe Tryon has already told us, that whoever remains calm will win tomorrow's final. Then what are the takeaways from this tournament? I would like to tell you in the one line, the takeaway from this tournament is that the cricket has finally won. So there is a lot of narrative about with Australia winning so many World Cups. They were holding the growth of women's cricket a little bit of back. That's not the case anymore. Australia are already out of the tournament, and we will see the new winner. The hope is simple. The hope is that this win for either of the countries will bring up a lot more push from their relative boards back home. Maybe, probably, there's a chance we have SA20 for women's coming in South Africa. Who knows? Whatever may happen, one thing is for sure: the new captain is going to lift the T20 World Cup trophy, and we will always be there. We will there to see who that is. This is it from Kalyani Mangale right now. After the World Cup final, there'll be a lot more discussion about so many things that went right, that went wrong, and that went spot on for some of the teams in this World Cup. See you after World Cup final.